Welcome back to the Slide Job Podcast. I'm your host, Colton Smith, here joined by producer Josh Northcutt and co-host Ben Miller. Fellas, I am on a short time frame, so I would ask you how you're doing. I'm sure, hopefully everything is going great, but let's go ahead and get into some of this early time. Josh shakes his head no. We can talk about that on Monday then before the show. But anyways, let's get right into today's news. The big thing is NASCAR's lawsuit developments. It was announced, as it was kind of already hinted to, that the court has ruled against 2311 and Front Row having their charters, while also going through this lawsuit and not having signed the charter agreement. So this, I don't think, is it just like immediate, or has there been a date given out on that, whether or not
I haven't seen
when
anything
they'll lose
just
it?
yet. I'll take a look maybe around while we're talking about it, but I've not seen anything yet.
Yeah, neither have I.
I mean, let's just talk about. We've talked about it before, but let's go again. Like what this means for Front Row and 2311. I mean, it not only means they don't have a secured spot in each race. It does mean that, but it also means that they will not get as big of a share of the purse as they are used to, and then on top of that. That just affects their sponsorships. And you have 2311, who's been one of the best at bringing in sponsorship the last couple of years, some out there sponsors. Now there's reason for those sponsors to not want to sign with 2311 anymore. And I think that's just damning. But Ben, what do you think about all these new developments?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy that when you look at 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, how they're not qualified for each race. That's kind of mind-boggling to me, though. And who knows? Maybe sponsorship might be a little bit of a concern, but yeah, overall, just a crazy process.
First things first, it will not start until June 26th, according to motorsport.com. That will be when the final judgment goes into effect. So we'll wait and see how that happens. But all in all, I mean, I don't know how many times we can keep beating a dead horse. NASCAR's messing up. I don't understand what they're thinking. However, killing one of your most popular teams and possibly making two of your best drivers free agents isn't wise, and that's the best I can say about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good point, Josh. This is kind of a dead horse. We've talked about this possibility before. We've talked about this lawsuit multiple times throughout the beginning of the show. So I don't really think there's much more we need to talk about. We just need to see what really happens out there and comment on that from here on out. And hopefully we get some clarity. I don't think we'll get anything really until the off season, in terms of moving forward with it.
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
Colton. It states as of June 26th, if the final judge agrees to these terms, NASCAR can officially make them no longer part of the charter
No,
that day.
I understand. But they can still compete. My point is, I don't think we have a resolution to this
Oh,
case,
okay. My apologies. My
or at
apologies.
least moving towards that. I thought that it hadn't scheduled the court date for that stuff until like December or something like that. So
Yeah, no, everything I see, it literally just states 2311 and Front Row suffered a major loss in court Thursday that could see them running as open teams as a remainder of 2025 season come June 26th.
damn. Well, like we said, let's not beat the dead horse for too much longer. And let's move on to, I guess, another dead horse that you guys got to beat on last week, but I will continue to let's just stop the dead horse analogies and talk about Corey Heim. As I kind of I saw a stat that really just got me thinking about him even more so. If you look at the Craftsman Truck Series laps led in 2025, you got Tyler Ankrum with 102 there in fifth place, Grant Infinger with 112, Raja Karuth in third with 186, Chandler Smith with 188. Pretty good. And then you have Corey Heim in first place with 812 laps led.
Yeah.
To which I quote tweeted that saying, meanwhile, Toyota in Xfinity, Brandon Jones, 8th in points. That is the best current Toyota driver in the Xfinity series.
That is
Taylor
insane.
Gray, 14th. Young guy, still figuring out. I'm not hating on him, but still, that's your second best driver. Dean Thompson, third, or not third in points. Third best Toyota driver, though, 16th in points. And then in JGR equipment, William Sandwich, 25th in the point standings. I'll say his name right when he gives me a reason to. I added Ty Gibbs. I added Joe Gibbs Racing. Neither would one of them care. And said, let bygones be bygones and bring the best driver in your program to Xfinity. And personally, I think that counts Ty Gibbs, if I'm counting that. But yeah, just ridiculous. You guys talked about it last week, but I wanted to get my 2 cents on that. And if you have anything you'd like to add to that as well, would be much appreciated.
Like you said, it's a bunch of bullcrap. It's a little high school silver spoon. I want it my way and only my way. It's part of the thing that's hurting NASCAR. Is a lot of people just think a lot of these guys haven't earned their ride and they're just giving it to them. Not to like change the subject, but we were kind of talking about the whole situation that could be happening with the 48 here in 2 years, and people reading way too much into Chad Knaus talking to Hocevar after the race and saying, "Oh, we know who the next driver of the 48 is."
Mm.
But all in all, I don't get it. You said it best, Colton. The best drivers need to be racing at the best level, and it's clearly he needs to go from the truck to the Xfinity at least. But personally, I think he should be in the Cup Series.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys said it best. The best talent needs to be in the Xfinity Series, and just looking at Corey Heim, he's the best driver in the Truck Series, and it's just ridiculous how he's not getting promoted. I mean, this guy's working really hard to make a name for himself in NASCAR, and the fact that he's not in Xfinity is absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, Colton, I know you brought up laps led. He led 812 laps this year compared to all the other drivers who haven't made it to 200. So I just don't get what NASCAR is doing. We need to develop we need to get these guys who have earned the right to be in Xfinity, act them to literally get them in Xfinity. So yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I feel for Corey Heim. Like I said, he's working really hard, and unfortunately, things are not going his way.
If I ever saw Joe Gibbs or Ty Gibbs, I would just ask him one question. What has Sandwich done that Corey Heim has not? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. He ran a couple part-time. Heim hasn't even gotten a part-time opportunity with Joe Gibbs Racing simply because of something that happened in ARCA. Get over yourself, Ty Gibbs. You're garbage. Absolute garbage.
Colton, we're going to get attacked Colton, we're going to get attacked again because of you.
I don't care. He's driving like garbage. Like
exactly.
Austin Dillon 2.0. He might figure it out and put together a couple of good seasons. And again, Ty Gibbs proved me wrong, but I think what you're doing to Corey Heim is just completely bullshit and messed up.
Not to tell you what to do here, Colton, but if we're going to wrap things up when it comes at least to Fast 5 before you get out of here, we got to do it pretty quick.
All right, good point.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and talk a little bit of bubble before we get to that. We got about 10 minutes. So right now, the bubble starts at right about Austin Cindric in 13th in points. Then you have Chris Buescher in 14th. Kyle Busch. Actually, let me pull up the playoff standings. That'd make it a lot easier. Oh, they don't have it up yet.
No, they don't. I was looking at that too. I was wondering if maybe they're waiting till after this tournament to put them up.
Probably. I always thought they had it always up. But anyways, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece, and that is the cut line is Ryan Preece right now. Carson Hocevar. Josh Berry is currently outside the top 16, so he would actually knock out Ryan Preece. So Kyle Busch is the line. And just 2 points ahead of Ryan Preece in 16th. Carson Hocevar 17th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has unfortunately fallen down to 18th. AJ Allmendinger Josh Berry is 20th in points right now, so McDowell would slot in to where he's at right now since Berry jumps up. So that is quite the mess. But realistically, you look down even further. John Hunter Nemechek within striking distance. Todd Gillen, Eric Jones has been doing really well these last couple of weeks, despite the penalty, is 24th in points and within striking distance. I mean, you look at this 17th. No, you go to Kyle Busch. He's 256 back from the leader, and then you go all the way down to Austin Dillon in 26th, 295. That is 10 cars under a blanket that you put together 3 good weeks. All of a sudden, Austin Dillon gets like 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s or something like that, some stage points. He could be in 16th by the end of the month. It's crazy.
But you're also not throwing in there, Colton, as a possibility of somebody winning a race that's not supposed to. Case in point, is SVG steals a race. He's way down there in 33. He's way out of it. Brad lucks into a win. He's sitting in 32nd. He's kind of way out of it. And we talked about it in the beginning. Well, I talked about it in the beginning of the year. Justin Haley could possibly pull up a win. Maybe he hasn't done what I thought he would, though, in that 7 car. It seems like the 77 has been getting the best stuff. But the one to really keep an eye out on would be the 99 and Daniel Suarez. You don't think he's going to be a little bit motivated when he goes down to Mexico? Or, you just totally talked about Ty Gibbs. And when you badmouth a driver, he usually ends up in victory lane within the next 4 weeks. Shout out Joey Logano. I'm just saying, Colton. I'm just saying. We're looking at these playoff spots, and all I keep thinking is at least 2 more wins from way down low are going to happen. Because I almost am to the point where I agree with Ben. I could see very much, even despite how bad he's been this year, SVG winning one of these road courses still.
Yeah.
And then we're all fighting for one playoff spot.
Yeah, no, we saw it at Coda. He's still got the speed there, and then, to be fair, the last 2 weeks he's had more speed than he had in the first 10 weeks combined. But we'll see how that develops throughout the summer. All right, who's one person you see falling out of the bubble, falling out of the playoffs? That's in the playoffs right now, and who's one person you see jumping up that ladder? Just give me a definite answer, Ben.
I mean, just a driver at the top of my head, Shane Van Gisbergen. I mean, I could see him on the rise as we go to Mexico next week. I feel like he's definitely going to be a factor there. I mean, from Coda, when we first left Coda, it's just been a rough season for him, like we all expected on the Rovals, or not the Rovals, the Ovals, excuse me. Not really getting the finishes, though. Even though he's shown it the last few weeks, he's starting to improve on the Ovals a little bit. But I feel like with his position points, though, he's definitely going to be a factor next week in Mexico, and that could be a good way to get a win and lock his name into the playoffs.
So who you got falling out?
Who do I have falling out? Obviously, tough decision here, but I would probably lean towards probably Ryan Preece. I just feel like,
Josh.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just ignoring it. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I mean, I don't know how to explain it though, but in a way, I just feel like Ryan Preece down the stretch. I can definitely see him slipping for sure. I don't know it. I don't know. I just have that feeling.
Luck started turning the other way last week, and I think it's going to continue. I'm going to go Ricky Stenhouse Jr. falls out of it. And if there's anybody who's going to jump in, which, by the way, I'm probably completely killing any chance that we have. Or hold on, were you saying he had to be in the race or in the top 16?
I was saying like who's in the top 16 that's going to fall out. And
okay. I thought you were just talking about bubble.
So that's what I meant. If you want to say bubble, just go right ahead with the bubble.
Okay. No. If I had to pick, no, I'm still just going to go Stenhouse.
Just go Stenhouse. That's fine.
Yeah, he's going to completely fall out of it because I don't know if the other 3 are in Busch. I just see. I'll tell you right now, Chris Buescher is going to win a race before the year's over.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He's a good driver, and he's going to find a way to victory lane one way or another. But the one who I really think is going to find a way to steal a victory is the man we saw finish in second place last week and kind of showed that he's not afraid to bump somebody out of the way to try to win a race. Carson Hocevar is winning a race this year.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I could definitely see that happening for sure. I mean, he showed speed the last 2 weeks. I mean, we saw it last week in Nashville. We saw it in the Coke 600. Was in contention to get his first win before that engine expired. So, yeah, I could definitely see Hocevar winning a race sometime in the near future. Who knows? Maybe it can be at Michigan. It's been a good track for him, and it's a home race for him. So, yeah, look out for that 77 for sure. I agree.
All right. I'll keep it short. I got Hocevar jumping up. I don't know about a win, but I think he could point his way in, honestly, unless there's a lot of people outside. And I see Alex Bowman falling out. I think that's going to be the theme. He's going to have a terrible summer. Chinry, I'm sorry. I don't think it's Bowman. I think Bowman's a hell of a talented driver. I just don't think Hendrick's given him anything to run with. I think he's had his time here, and it's time for Hocevar to take over the 48. I hope I'm wrong. Bowman's my second favorite driver. And he should land on his feet somewhere. But there's that. Anyways, let's move along to the Fast Five. We're moving this up in front of our power rankings as a plane flies by. I don't know if y'all can hear that, because I got to get going here in about 10 minutes. It's a 5-minute drive to work. If I'm 1 minute late, I don't think I'll get fired. So let's go ahead and get into this Fast Five. It's been a long time. I'm assuming I will put up our point standings at the very least over this. I don't have them right now.
It's Ben way ahead.
Yeah, Ben's way ahead. Ben's up like 100 points, I'm sure. But, yeah, well, I'll get that up. We don't have that knowledge. I do remember the last time I scored the least, Josh had the second least, and Ben obviously scored the most because he's Ben. So I will take the first overall pick, and I will take Kyle freaking Larson because I'm tired of getting the first overall pick and not picking Larson. Also, to start his career, he was really great at these tracks, like historically great. So,
yep. I like it.
Ben, go ahead. You can take two.
Take two? All right. So my first pick this week, I'm going with the 11 of Denny Hamlin. He's been showing speed the last few weeks at Charlotte. We saw it last week in Nashville, and we go to a track where he's run really consistent in this next-gen car, and I feel like that 11 car is going to be a threat to win on Sunday. So give me Denny Hamlin. And my second pick.
Oh no, I'm up.
Oh, you're up.
Yeah, I gave you pick two. So I'm going to do the wraparound very quickly. I'm going to take Chris Buescher. He's got a win here in his career already. As I said, he's going to find a way to win in the victory lane. One of the best drivers here, and then also going in the same method, I'm going to go ahead and take Brad Kay from Michigan. Pretty damn good at Michigan.
He's still not giving up, huh?
He ain't still not giving up. Not dead this weekend.
All right, Ben, you got next.
All right. I'm going with the 24 of William Byron. I mean, obviously, Michigan's been a good track for him. Finished runner-up to Tyler Reddick last August. And he's been showing great speed the last few weeks. And I feel like he's going to try to extend his points lead this weekend over his teammate Kyle Larson. So I would keep an eye on that 24 car.
All right, Ben has Byron, so he'll do well this week. I'll keep that in mind on the old sports betting apps. Blaney will be my pick, so get ready for an engine failure for sure. Coming off the win, though, we talked about it. You guys talked about it. I talked about it in my head by myself while I worked. I think Ryan Blaney is turning a corner here. This is the moment. I think he'll be fast. Penske has showed speed here in the past, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and take Joey Logano as well. I love that sound of the – hey, he has been very good here in the next-gen car, but at least if Joey Logano does well, I get points. If he doesn't do well, great. Awesome. I'm happy. So, yeah, that's my back-to-back picks, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano.
All right. My third pick this week, I'm going with the 77 of Carson Hocevar.
Josh's desk is just one foul, one more wrong,
Keep
one
going,
more
Ben.
pick.
Keep going, Ben.
Yeah. All right. So quick explanation, if I may. I mean, Hocevar, he's arguably been the hottest driver the last few weeks. We saw it in the Coke 600 in Nashville last week, like I mentioned earlier. And we go to a home race this weekend for Hocevar. And I feel like he is going to be a threat to try to get his first career win in the Cup Series. So watch out for that 77 car.
I'm going to be really special. I'm taking Ryan Priest. Just give me all 3 RFK guys. They're going to go out and finish 1, 2, 3. It's going to be beautiful. And then 4th, because Colton's been bashing him all freaking show, give me Ty Gibbs.
All right.
You're welcome.
I was literally just going to take
the Ty Gibbs.
Colton, I was going to literally just take the all-bash Colton team and just see how it works out for me this week.
I just finish up with Bowman then.
That's where I was going next.
I gotta like clarify again. Bowman is my second favorite driver. I just think Hendrick's done with them with what I've seen so far.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've never seen Canals talk to any other driver like he was spending time with Hocevar, almost like mentoring last week.
Yeah, also Jeff Gordon absolutely had a never mind, let's not go that detailed, but he was definitely kissing some ass when Hocevar was up front, and he was on the broadcast. So.
4th pick, Ben.
All right. Just looking at this list real quick. I'm gonna go with the 43 of Eric Jones. I just feel like Legacy Motor Club, they're starting to pick it up a little bit. Jimmy Johnson, he's hitting on some cylinders over at Legacy, and I feel like that 43 car, we're going to see him up in the top 10, and another Michigan driver, another home race. So I would keep an eye on that 43 car for sure.
A lot of drivers from Michigan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they like cars up there, I hear.
And
my next pick is going to be it circles back to you after me, Ben.
Okay.
Chase Elliott. I mean, for better or for worse, I've had him like 11 of the 14 races so far, or the 13 races we've done. So let's keep him in the family. Let's keep him here. Chase Elliott with my next one, and I'm kind of struggling on the last pick here. Oh shit! I didn't realize how good Ty Gibbs was here. So he is going to go off. He's going to get the win. Shout out Ty Gibbs. Man.
I'm 100% picking Ty Gibbs to win. By the way,
shout out Ty Gibbs. I'm more so just mad that he won't let Corey Heim into the Xfinity Series, so that's why I had to call him a bum. But Suarez is decent at this track. Let's go ahead and get another table slap. Bubba Wallace, join my team. No table slap?
No table slap.
Where can I get a table slap from?
Wait! I thought that was your last pick.
It was. I kind of second guessed it because I just remembered all the lawsuit stuff, and that'll probably poorly affect it. But screw it. Let's go, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from Reddick. Go ahead, Ben.
All right. Just looking through this list here real quick, guys. All right. I'm just going to go with the 20 car of Christopher Bell.
Oh, how did we let him go this far? Holy crap.
Yeah,
He is really bad here.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, he's got a 24th average.
The 33rd ranked driver on this list.
Oh, wow.
Hey, he'll prove you wrong this week, though, Ben.
Which means he'll win this week.
He's got the win in the bag.
Yeah, I believe it, though. Even though Michigan necessarily hasn't been his best track in the past, I feel like that 20 car, they're going to continue to do what they've been doing all season, which is to run consistent, get those top 10 finishes, and be a threat to win. So, yeah, like I said, even though Michigan's not necessarily his best track in his career, I still believe that 20 car is going to be a factor, and Bell is not going to let that affect him whatsoever. So keep an eye on that 20.
All right, Josh, finish us up.
Yeah, there's no arguing that, by the way, Ben.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and take the guy who's actually been pretty hot lately. And by hot lately, I mean just hot last week. Go ahead and give me Chase Briscoe.
Okay.
It's a good pick.
Truex has been good here. It seems like maybe they're finally figuring out how to do the Gibbs-Briscoe Gibbs-Briscoe type team, setting the car up for him. So I'll go ahead and take a chance on Briscoe.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys go ahead and get to your power rankings and Michigan preview and whatnot, however you want to do that. Looks like you guys got about 10 minutes, so I got to get going to work. Thanks you guys for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one on Monday. This is weird because I'm not ending the video, but yeah, I'll see you guys with me, Josh, and Bull on Monday. Peace.
See you, bud.
All right, Ben. I'll just quickly go ahead and go back over my list from Monday.
Okay.
Number 5 for me was Ryan Blaney. He got the win. He bumped Chastain out because over the season, Ryan Blaney's been the fastest car. We predicted a few weeks ago that he would be winning in Michigan. However, he won last week, and a track that he doesn't usually do well in. Very bad news, as Bull mentioned on Monday. Number 4 for me is going to be Denny Hamlin. Rough few weeks for Denny. Not exactly his fault. A lot of pit road mishaps, including almost running out of gas / running out of gas. Number 3, I'm going to go ahead and go William Byron. It's hard to deny anything he's been doing. The man's been leading all the route laps out there.
Yeah.
Number 2 and number 1 go back and forth every week. However, this week I'm going to go 2, Christopher Bell. Number 1, Kyle Larson. It's hard to take Kyle Larson off the top of the list. Larson and Bell, just to compare the two currently, both have 3 wins. Larson has 8 top 5s to Bell's 6. They both have 10 top 10s, and they both have 2 DNFs. But the big difference between these two drivers, Larson has led 851. Now, yes, 500 of them were at Bristol, basically. However, Christopher Bell has only led 147. So he even doubles him without Bristol. And then another just foot for note or whatever you want to say, William Byron, 670 laps led so far this year, second most. Dude runs up front, but led over 500 laps in 2 different races and didn't win because he's a choke artist, just like he won't win the championship. Sorry, Ben. Go ahead and do your top 5.
All right. So starting off at number 5, I got the 11 car of Denny Hamlin, coming off a good performance at Nashville, finishing 3rd in his 700th career start, leading 79 laps. Continued to show speed the last few weeks, being a threat to win, and he has great momentum heading into Michigan, which has been a really good track for him. Number 4, I got Kyle Larson, finished eighth in Nashville. The car did not show any type of speed whatsoever. I mean, when you look at practice and qualifying and the race itself, it was not there. Wasn't able to compete for stage points. Overall, up and down night. Not used to what we're seeing out of this 5 car. I mean, I just feel like that was the worst race he's run this year. Number 3, I got Christopher Bell. Another top 10 finish, doing what this team does best. He was able to recover from a crash on the restart with Eric Jones, able to claw his way back for a good finish. Number 2, I got Ryan Blaney. After all the bad luck, he finally gets a win, led a race high 139 laps at Nashville, was able to bounce back after a rough race in the Coca-Cola 600. But, we knew this win was eventually going to come because Ryan Blaney, he's arguably been the best driver this year whenever he's not having bad luck. And closing out my power rankings this week, I got William Byron. Continues to show great speed. He had a 5th place finish in Nashville, extends his point lead to 48 points over his Hendrick teammate Kyle Larson. And he goes to another good track this weekend, Michigan, where he finished runner-up to Tyler Reddick back in August. So, yeah, those are my power rankings this week.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, it is so weird to think. It's been basically since the beginning of the year. You mentioned Tyler Reddick.
Yep.
He's just been quiet lately.
I know. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. You mentioned that he has a win here. Do you think he can have any shot this weekend, or you think this court case is like the next 3 weeks are do or die basically for 23XI?
Yeah, I just feel like with this court case going on, I just feel like in a way that's the reason why 23XI has been down as a whole this year in this 2025 season. Though, I mean, during this time last year, or during this time this year, we should think of them as being championship contenders, though. But they really haven't been showing that. And for Reddick this weekend at Michigan, like I mentioned, he won there back in August. In a way, I can see him being a threat to win to try to turn this season around. But in a way, I'm just like, I don't know, because I just feel like with this court case and all that, it's just been a distraction. And hopefully they turn it around, but I'm really not so sure.
Yeah, and then I guess before we sign off here, obviously we were supposed to pick our winners. Colton got out of here real quick. I'm going to assume he's going to take Kyle Larson, but we'll let him make his pick when he goes and either maybe creates this video beforehand and he tells us, or he posts on Twitter X when he posts it. But Ben, your thoughts on who's going to go to victory lane?
Yeah, this week it's obviously going to be a tough decision. I'm going back and forth between these two drivers, but I'm actually going with the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Like I mentioned before, Michigan has been a really good track for him, though. In this next gen car, he's been running consistently, always running up front, and I feel like he's going to be a threat to win. And he's been showing speed the last few weeks. Like I mentioned before, the Coca-Cola 600 and at Nashville last week. So yeah, I feel like that 11 car, I don't see him slowing down, and I feel like he's going to be a threat to win on Sunday. So I'm taking the 11 in the state of Michigan.
I almost want to just take the 11 because if you're taking the 11, he's going to end up in victory lane. But I'm not going to. Why? Because I'm stubborn. I'm not going to take Kyle Larson. Why? Because that's who I think Colton's going to take. I'm going to be my own man and make my own pick. And I'm picking between two. I'm either picking the hometown guy and Brad K, or sorry, home state guy and Brad K, or the home state guy and Carson Hocevar. I'm going back and forth and back and forth. For some reason, I think Carson's win is going to come on a restrictor play super speedway. So I'm not going to take him. I'm going to take Brad K, finally getting the victory lane for the first time in the next gen car era. And I believe the first time in his career, actually, if I'm not mistaken, as I looked that up real quick. Yes, 27 races here, has never won, but has 9 top 5 finishes. So Brad K not only gets into the playoffs, but gets his first career win in Michigan. Calling it.
Yeah, I definitely like that pick for sure. Just looking at Brad K, though, obviously it's been arguably the worst start. Well, I don't think it's any debate, though. It's been the worst start of his Cup Series career, though. But the last few weeks, though, he's been turning it around a little bit, though. I feel like we're seeing him showing more speed. The last couple of weeks, we saw it in the Coke 600. We saw it at Nashville. We even saw it at Kansas. So, yeah, I feel like in a way, though, this time in the season, that 6 car, they're starting to catch their flow a little bit. So, yeah, I definitely will not be surprised to see Brad K up there competing for a win in his home track.
Any final thoughts, questions, things you want to bring up?
No, I think we covered everything.
All right, so now I'm going to have a long little spill here. Thank you all for listening or watching. Now you can listen, though. We are officially on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music, thanks to the RSS app. You can now follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and which one am I forgetting? Oh, TikTok. And TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. We're going to be bringing some new things to TikTok side. You also can now follow us when you go looking for those things. It will not be under Left Turn Central, but it will actually be under the CX Pod Network. All those social media sites I mentioned are under the CX Pod Network. It's a really fun time right now over here. We're bringing everybody back around. Just finished up editing a baseball podcast that's going to be dropping within the next 5-10 minutes. Myself, Blake Flynn, and Paris. I always say his last name is wrong. I won't say Cremens, but it's like Cremens. I'm going to get it right one of these times. I just call him Paris. We sat down and we talked a little bit about the midweek headlines and also previewed what's going on this weekend. It's a fun time right now in the CX Pod Network. Come over, listen to us. And hey, you know what? If you really want to get involved, maybe reach out to one of us and let us know. You can find me at jnorth1989. And as always, you can find Ben Miller at, what is it, Ben Miller PXP or just?
PXP, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ben Miller PXP. So, one last time, obviously, Ben, thanks for coming on, as you always do. Colton kind of forgot because he's been a busy man. I will not be here next week. I will be having a few beverages in Cancun and enjoying myself as a little graduation gift to myself. So I'll be on our resort all week long. So I don't think you'll be seeing me on Monday. But you never know. I might drop in and we'll see what happens. But That's all we got. So until next time, peace.